Cassius Marsh.
Cassius Marsh flag.
He was getting flagged before he got bumped.
No freaking. There's no way.
Now we could make a million different calls on that game. Like questionable calls on the rest of the game.
Well, don't get me into the theory of the NFL is becoming the new WWE. Okay.
Oh man,
because that's what's happening right
you
now.
can't taunt. You can't do anything.
You can't do anything. And then if they want to slow the game or make a change, that's when they start throwing flags. Come on,
Listen, all I'm gonna say is it's good to see other teams get screwed by the refs, like the Lions. Okay.
Well, the Browns do all the time. It's like it's just let's dump on the Browns day every Sunday. It's seriously it's getting ridiculous. I think one of the biggest things, I don't know who called it out. I was watching and they were saying something about how they need to start paying these refs full time and have a full time crew there. And that they're reviewing tape and they're going through just like coaches and everybody else does. Players.
I think they should get scored. Like you should get a score based off of how well you officiate.
Well, if you screw up a game, you're fined, or you're just like any of these guys and the coaches or whatever. You're either fined or you're suspended for another game, upcoming game.
Whoa,
if you do some stupid
call. Rough.
No, do it. I mean, they're doing it for the NFL. They're doing it for the players. Why not do it for the refs as well if they're going to start calling and doing horrible calls? And
Here's the other thing is the game's always been subjective, right? Like we've always had subjective calls. Like that's the game. Like you're not going to not have subjective call. By the way, we're totally live. This is your intro, by the way.
This is garbage.
I said I was going to go live on our little our little debate talk, whatever.
This boy's got some hair.
All right, while you're doing that, though, hey, welcome to the DukNilla NFL cast. However you're watching it, whether you're here live on Twitch or watching it on YouTube, we really do appreciate it. And today's a doozy. Not a doozy in terms of how our picks are doing or our best ball team, which, by the way, our best ball team's starting to slip a little. But, we've answered surprise. I'm still hopeful. We got like 4 more weeks. But our picks,
we're 5-4 right now. We still got plenty of time. We're not even just halfway through the season, right?
5-4, man. Our best ball league, man. We
best ball. Yeah, never mind. That
no.
There I go. But my 2 cents in. Right?
Calm down, Brownie. Calm down.
All right. I'm not going to.
As far as our picks go, I edged Duck out yet again by 1 pick. I think we're trading picks back and forth. You got up 1, I took 1. Now you're only 4 games behind. Or as I should say, I'm only 4 games ahead. Maybe that's where we need to go.
And then what was that text you sent me? Was it a text or what was it?
Which one?
Hello, thank you for reaching out to the I Have Excuses for My Crappy Picks hotline. How may I help you? Like, are you serious? I was like, are you serious? I can't believe it. That was funny. I was laughing so hard when you sent me that. Oh, I was cracking up so hard.
You like, straight up there like I'm having such a bad week.
All right. that's the truth.
Welcome to the, But that's let's get into the week. Let's get in Thursday night. We had the Colts and the Jets. I was actually surprised that the Jets were actually even competitive in this one remotely. But this game, this wasn't it's a Thursday night, and I guess I just want to watch some kind of football.
There wasn't really any competitiveness in this.
But what this game shows, what this game is, these kind of Thursday night games, what they tell me is like they give you a gauge of what teams look like, right? So you get a better idea what the Colts look like, the Jets look like. These are teams you normally aren't watching, the whole game per se or anything like that. So you get a better idea. Zach Wilson's still not playing for the Jets, so you got to see some of that. You got to see more of Carson Wentz looking a little more Carson Wentzy. But this team's, not that I don't think the Colts are that bad, and with that division, don't tell me we have a chance. You're telling me there's a chance.
There is for that team. The Jets have no chance. They're right now looking to be the first overall pick of the season with that rushing defense. Oh my
Oh no,
gosh!
bro, they're 2-6. The Lions would be lucky if that playoffs. They'd be lucky if we could win a game.
I'm just saying they'll win a game, maybe two, but I don't see the Giants. They're just, not Giants. The Jets. They're just in complete disarray. I mean, giving up over 260 yards in rushing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Jonathan Taylor went nuts on him. Naheem Hines even had almost 100 yards rushing. So it's like this game was over from the first half. 28-10. The rest was just mercy points. That's about it. So they had no chance.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
And as someone who has Jack Doyle in one of my best ball leagues, I felt pretty good. Next up, we had the surprising Falcons beating the Saints. I talked about this game on our last cast pretty abruptly, but I also just took the Saints because who wasn't going to take the Saints at home after they just beat Tampa Bay but lose? Now they lose to the Falcons.
Yeah, it's like, come on, really? I mean, New Orleans did absolutely nothing until the fourth quarter, right? They didn't show up at all until then.
Yeah.
So
here's the thing,
they
though.
They could have easily won that game, but
this is one of those we talked about before, in division rivalries where if the team we suspect to lose wins, I'm not overly surprised because like we said, you play 2 times a year. This isn't overly shocking. But it still is pretty shocking that you come from a big win against Tampa to, narrowly losing to the Falcons, which you have no business, in my opinion, losing to the Falcons. That's just heartbreaking right there. Especially after the Falcons just lost Calvin Ridley. We talked about that last episode. So that's crazy.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for them though is just Trevor Siemian had a good game, but he's just showing you right now is not the time for him. And so that hurts. I think it hurts them losing their starting quarterback for now. And so it's going to be a tough year for them. I don't know what New Orleans is going to do now.
There's so many questions. And even from a picking point, it's really rough to pick how they're going to do. I mean, they added Mark Ingram to that backfield. Mark Ingram, good with Sean Payton, great for our best ball league. But I'm actually not sure if he's in ours or if I'm thinking of a different one. But either way, those are things that I think the Saints have good things looking out for them, but then questions on the QB.
Right.
You just lost this is an in-division game, tough game. You're definitely not out of it. As far as the Falcons, they kind of just shimmied their way back into the picture, which is really weird to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was at one point I think Matt Ryan's just.
This
might be it for him,
Yeah, we said that last week. We're like, he ain't the answer.
Right. So.
Yeah, he shut us up real good.
Yeah, he had a good game overall. What do you have? 23 of 30, over 343 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, he had a good game.
So. Yeah. Now it's time for Vanilla James shocking game of the week. All right, I really don't have anything for that, but I just thought I'd wing it for once,
Yeah.
The Broncos beat the Cowboys. I don't know. Did you watch this game? Because this was I had to make sure that I pinched myself. I turned the channel on and off. I'm like, Duck, I want you to realize this game got rebroadcasted. Like they took this game off air.
Yeah.
They literally did the whole, we're taking you to a more competitive game. That's how bad the Cowboys were getting beat by the Broncos.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like the, what was it? Jets, right? In that game, they didn't do anything until the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So it's 16 points, but that's just, they just couldn't get a stop. I mean, Prescott coming back, he was gone for a few games, so that's been hurting. I think you're going to see a bounce back this next week for Dallas.
Like an overcorrection, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, oh, absolutely. You're going to see him come back.
Just a little bit.
Be back. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now my question is like, so the Broncos are now 5-4. That's in the very competitive for playoffs. Right. Are we re-looking at the Broncos as a playoff team? I mean,
I told you from the beginning I was kind of high on them from that. I don't know if we're going to see them as a, we might see a wild card. We might see them at the bottom tier. Here's
what I think this team is, and I want to pump the brakes on them beating the Cowboys here. I want to take this as we traded Von Miller, and now we're gonna show everybody we could still win. Like, we don't need him,
right?
Like, I feel like this was we traded away Von. Now look at us. We could play. Like, everybody's down on and we're going to get. I want to pump. I'm not gonna fully slam the brakes. I'm just pumping them. Slow down.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's just like I think it was the big hype at the beginning of the season with Justin Herbert too, with the Chargers, right? The same thing there, and then all of a sudden we saw that deflate a little bit, and they come back to the ground level. So I think you're going to see that with them. Yeah, I'm not saying they're going to be a playoff team fully, but they have potential if they can keep this up. But how long can they keep that up? I don't know. It could just be a flash in the pan for them, but we'll see.
It definitely will see. I mean, Cowboy. I mean, on a concern point for the Cowboys, how concerned are you?
Whoopsie. The Cowboys are not concerned at all with them.
Not at all. Not the slightest.
No.
This is, to me, this is just the Cowboys. They lose a game like this. This is what happens when I overly praise the Cowboys one week and then they just totally just ram their face into the curb in front of everybody while I'm pointing out how well they're doing. Those guys, yeah, those are the good. I didn't say that. Next game, we had the Patriots putting a whooping on my Panthers. For the record.
Oh, is that, you're going to bust that out right away? For the record?
For the record. I'm high on the Panthers, but I didn't take them to win this game, did I? No, I didn't. If you do recall, I said Bill Belichick has played Sam Darnold twice a year since he started his career till this year. I believe Bill Belichick knows how to play against Sam Darnold. And by the way,
how did Sam Darnold do in this game?
Terrible. We're not going to talk about it. Three interceptions, I believe.
Oh, wow.
0 touchdowns.
Did he get any touchdowns?
No.
Did he get over 200 yards passing? No. See, this is the Sam Darnold we all know.
No. I'm not there yet. CMC wasn't back yet. It was fine. It was fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're not talking about.
And remember,
next week,
Matt Jones. Matt Jones didn't do much either.
Right? All right. I would like to change
attempts.
I would like to change the subject. Right? Actually, Mac Jones. Mac Jones trying to break people's ankles. I don't know if you saw that video.
I don't know.
Did you see that video where he basically gets tackled? The play is behind Mac Jones. Mac Jones grabs the defender's ankle and twists it.
Oh.
And the guy clearly falls in pain. It was like, I'm just saying that looked a little intentional.
Yeah, a little iffy.
Yeah, and didn't get suspended. That's a little sus to me.
That interception right there, I just saw interception by your buddy Darnold, that you're in love with, is the worst throw I've ever seen in my life.
I'm not going to say in love. I'm just going to say I have a little romance.
He threw it over top of his receiver.
Listen, I don't go into Baker's throws. Okay, don't go into my boy Darnold.
I'm not even going into there's not even a closeness. Hold on a minute. You're comparing Darnold to Baker?
I think Darnold's better than Baker. All right, he's not better. He's not better. He's not better.
What?
All right. I'm not sold yet.
Your boy Goff, then, huh? How about that?
We're not talking about my Lions. My Lions are in shambles. Okay, we're not playing for this year.
They're a hot mess. Okay,
we're playing for 10 years from now.
That's
we're not playing for this year. Next year, we're in constant free fall. But I would like to change the subject real quick because have you seen Bill Belichick's son? He's a defensive coordinator.
No.
Go look up Bill Belichick's
son
memes.
Patriots?
Yeah. You go look up Bill Belichick. Oh, I'm going on TikTok right now.
I'm looking it up. I got you. Oh, the tongue.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got the mullet going.
Oh, he got a mullet, and he just does that.
That's freaking awesome.
That was on like a Thursday or a Monday night game. I think that was when they played Brady. It was so.
That is good.
Like for real though, he's my spirit coach.
Oh yeah, he had
For
long
sure.
hair at one point too.
He's my spirit coach. Like I want him to be a head coach. Cause I don't.
Right?
Oh, I need to hear him speak. Just because he's over there like,
yeah,
like he takes football serious. Like he's like,
right.
Oh yeah. Like I want. Oh,
he's not like his dad. Hey,
yeah,
he's good.
Moving on to Sunday. No, he's. Oh yeah, we're gonna get him.
It was a good game. We did good.
Next up, we had the. This was really close. 34-31, Ravens beating the Vikings. Very close game. Duck, you took the Vikings. I would like to know what you were thinking.
Close. Well, I mean, at one point they were up by 14 points, so
yeah, I know
it was looking pretty good until we had some questionable calls and questionable plays.
Mm-hmm. Here's what I would like to say about the Baltimore Ravens and the Vikings game. Or, just actually, I want to talk about the Baltimore Ravens. I want to talk about specifically Lamar Jackson. Look, I got Sam Darnold on the mind. Leave me alone.
Jeez, you're messed
Sam
up.
Darnold or Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is that team. Like I know, like people are jumping on this team's band. Like they're back on the bandwagon. Like, oh look, Lamar Jackson is the best player ever. He's the only one on that team.
Mm-hmm.
He needs more around him. That defense needs to be better. That offense needs to be a little bit better because, like, Lamar Jackson he should not be doing everything. He is an amazing player, but if he's doing everything, that means the moment he goes down, you have no one.
Yeah, who is their backup quarterback, right? Yeah, who the heck knows? I mean,
you need someone other than him.
Is it a wide receiver backup for them or what? I mean, because he's got a
Baker goes down, you guys are at least competitive with the Browns. The Browns.
Yeah, we won without him. So I mean,
the Saints pull up Trevor Siemian, win a game. There's teams that seem that they can have competence there, but like the Baltimore Ravens, when you sit there and start like telling me who's their play, like you have Hollywood Brown, Mark Andrews, and even those players, I'm not like 100 like or Marquise Brown, like he runs like 2 routes. I'm not sold on him. He's open because he's fast and because everybody else has to put like 3 people on Lamar Jackson to make sure he doesn't escape the pocket. And he gets hit with that play action.
Look at the attempts that the Ravens had this game. They had almost 85 attempts on offense, right? Mm-hmm. Vikings had, maybe 50. And 62 of those attempts were Lamar Jackson out of the 85. Right? Or 84.
Mm-hmm.
62 attempts out of the 84 were him. 41 were passing, 21 carries. Right there is your offense, like you said. 80% of your offense is your quarterback. He goes down, what are you going to do?
Yeah, they're in deep trouble.
Not much.
Yeah. I mean, this was a close game, though. I mean, it was in Baltimore. As far as the Vikings go, I think I'm ready to write the Vikings off as a playoff team. I mean, there's still plenty of time. We're just under half the season. This coming week is like half. It will be halfway through the season next week.
Yeah, I want to see.
So we're still
start writing teams off like you like to.
I'm writing the Vikings off from the playoffs.
Green Bay. We don't know about. Let's talk. I can't wait to talk about Green Bay.
Oh yeah. I mean, like all right.
Detroit. Detroit's that's a win, even it's in Detroit.
Oh yeah. I'm down. I'm okay with that. Like, listen, you can make fun of my.
Listen. They have a tough schedule. You're right. They're playing a lot of teams that are playoff contender teams. I mean, even Chicago is up and down, right? What's going on? Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be tough for them.
If the playoffs started today, right? So if the playoffs started today, the Rams, Saints, and Falcons would be the wild card, with the Panthers right behind the Falcons at 4 and 5, and the Vikings are there at 3 and 5. So if we're talking about like if we're gonna have an honest discussion about teams that have a chance at wild cards, like the Rams, we could write them in, because the Cardinals and Rams, one of them are taking a spot. The other so there's 2 spots. The teams competing for those 2 spots in the NFC are the Saints. I'm gonna put the Falcons in there, but I really don't feel like it. The Panthers, the Vikings, Seahawks, and 49ers at 3 and 5.
So to go right back to a game we just talked about, your buddy Sam Darnold looks like he's going to be out for several weeks.
Is that what they said?
Yeah, shoulder injury.
Listen, I need this guy in best ball, so I might have been overhyping him to try and put him in,
Yeah, you done screwed up on that.
Yeah.
So remember, next time on best ball is to get a quarterback quicker and one that's better than that. With the new team.
Yeah.
Anyway,
listen, I had a strategy. Okay, it's been working great.
Yeah. All right.
But no, seriously, like the conversation of like, where does this team lie for playoffs? Like, I mean, the Saints look like they're battling, but could be in it. I mean, I hate to say it, looks like the Seahawks might actually make it here. But talk about a team that won't make the playoffs here. Next up, we have the Browns and the Bengals.
They won't make it?
Nah, I ain't saying that. The Browns beating the Bengals 41-16, making me look bad when I said the Bengals were the only team the Browns had to worry about. Yeah, they wanted to shut me up real good on that one.
Oh, they slapped them around a little bit.
Pop, 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 pop. By the way, I just want you to realize, if the playoffs started today, the Browns don't make it.
Oh, yeah.
They're two behind. They're a game behind. I mean, there's 3-5. Like, if we go by playoff teams, there are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams with 5 wins.
Oh wow!
Including the Browns. 7 teams with 5.
All right.
And then the Colts are at 4, and then our write-offs are the Jets, the Jags, the Dolphins, the Texans, all with 2 wins or less.
Right.
Like that's a lot of teams competing for one of those 3 spots, or 3 of those spots.
Right.
So I mean, that's gonna be real tight.
All based on wins and losses, and who, whatever. But getting this win in division wins are huge. For everybody.
Rule number 1: win your division.
Yep.
Rule number 1.
We've played Baltimore twice still coming up, so that's going to be those are
huge games.
Yeah, it's like a week and a half in between those 2.
Huge games.
But this was huge. I mean, this just showed you who was that one wide receiver that they cut. I can't remember his name.
Oh, hold on, wait. You talk about the guy that Nostra James is here said the Browns didn't need and they should trade him away at the beginning of the year, and I was ridiculed.
I didn't.
The entire time. Replay week 1 tape, please. Someone go back, rewatch episode 1, and you will see.
No one ridiculed.
I was ridiculed. People questioned me.
OBJ or
where's my drink?
Or DPJ.
DPJ. You called out Peoples Jones, and I've always been like shrugging, like, I don't know who the freak's this guy. Like, I'm just gonna shut up, let Duck talk about some guy.
DPJ. And what happened to this game?
He looked good. He looked great. And but I've said it that this team didn't need OBJ, because you when you have a guy like OBJ, you feel like you have to give him targets, and he's such a diva where he demands those targets. When this team doesn't want to do that, this team wants to run the ball, slam it in your face, and then give it to the open receiver.
This is exactly what they did last year. When they had OBJ was out and he came back in, he started playing, and then he get hurt. They went on a rampage. And so we're going to start seeing that again with this team, because they don't have to worry about getting someone the ball and getting to him, because it's all about, if you are an individual within NFL team and all you all are about yourself, it's gonna hurt you and the team more than anything.
And here's a great example of a team that I highly compare this team to, and it's a team that has a better record than they should, and it's the Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans want to run the ball first and then throw it. But the Tennessee Titans have two really good receivers. Like, they have two number ones in Julio Jones and
right.
What's his AJ Brown.
AJ
They have AJ Brown. So they have two, but those guys aren't demanding. Like, if one of them doesn't get the ball in a game, you don't see them throwing a fit. You don't see them getting upset. I mean, they're winning games. This helps, but they're not out there throwing a fit. It's about the team. It's about getting over that. Not OBJ's not that guy to me.
Yeah. So this was a good move for the Browns. I think it was good, and for OBJ, I hope he goes to a team that works for him.
I will say this. I think this game should have been closer, but I think the Browns took this personally. That especially 100%. Baker, like taking this like OBJ, like, I don't want to be here, you know, and they're like, you know what, we don't need him. Let's go. We don't need him. Let's go.
Defense showed up at a pick six, 99-yard pick six. You know,
that was hot.
Myles Garrett had 1.5 sacks. He's over 12 or 13 sacks for the year already, leading the NFL in that. So the Browns, I mean, overall stepped up pretty well. It was good to see them playing good. And Chubb, man, what a beast again. 137 yards, 2 touchdowns. The issue we have now is COVID, right? So he came on the COVID list, tested positive. It was Chubb.
Which I want to add, it's such a joke. I hate this COVID. This thing is such a joke.
And the fact that they've the shot, right? And we're not going to get in deep in this crap.
Oh, yeah.
But the fact that they've had it, and he still tested positive for it. Now they have a chance that they can't play this next week. They have to test positive 2 days in a row.
2 days in a row.
24 hours apart, right? So 3 running backs for this team. And we already have Hunt out. Hunt might be coming back. Dearness Johnson's our only running back that's going to be able to play. Now we're going to have to go sign somebody or take somebody off of practice. Go to the streets and find a running back for a day because we got to worry about COVID.
I think he's going to be okay. I think he's going to come back. We got plenty of time before the week. These things. It's
like I said.
The more time we learn about this Coop stuff it's not as serious as it's being made to be. And I don't want to take away from the seriousness of the pandemic, but I mean, from where we're at today, from where we were, this is night and day.
Yeah,
and I'm not going to get into the politics of jabs or anything like that, but this is night and day. It's not these guys. I'm not. Every time I see someone on the COVID list, the first thing I go is he if he's vaccinated, he's fine. Like, I'm like, he'll play. If he's not,
but if you're unvaccinated, so you're treated like you're,
Well, the commissioner said it. Yeah, commissioner said it. We're gonna make your life. We're gonna make your life hell. They said it. They're gonna make your life hell.
To me,
I thought it's 5 days.
Completely asinine to do something like that to somebody.
It is, but that's politics. They want to. We're not gonna get into it, but we're getting into it. They want to force it upon the players
because we're gonna see it with Aaron Rodgers, right?
Yeah,
Aaron Rodgers. I just saw it. I'm going into it right now because it's really bugging me.
He's my new favorite player, by the way.
Packers were fined $300,000 today. Aaron Rodgers and Alan Lazard were fined $14,000 for violation of the COVID protocols. So because of this COVID stuff, because of this supposedly deadly virus that people are going through, and we know people have died from stuff. I'm gonna just say stuff.
I'll just say check the numbers. Who's counting?
It's very little. We're getting teams fined $300,000 for this, and we're getting a player, one of the best players in the NFL, doesn't want to get it because he's worried about. He said it specifically. He's worried about. He wants to have kids later on. In life, right?
And we don't have the long-term testing.
Sterile violation. Yeah, and this is him talking, not me saying. I'm just spouting out what he was talking about. So he gets fined for this. 10 days. They have to be off the list. So your team's gonna probably be out 2 weeks you're probably going to lose 2 games because we already saw him lose 1
and
got slaughtered.
this is bigger than football, right?
So
Aaron
yes.
Rodgers
yeah,
understands, and like, you see all these other sportscasters that want to talk about like, oh, he's hurt the team. It's all about the team. It's team.
Right.
It's all about team until that political agenda or thing they're doing affects things they are interested in. It's not. This is above football. This is someone's body, their bodily autonomy. The things putting into their body, we don't know long-term effects of things like this. And you know what?
Right.
My personal view is, it doesn't affect other people the way people like it. My choice doesn't affect someone as much as people are saying it does. I don't want to get into it, but
right.
It's
there's no balance, right?
No.
And everything. It's either you do this or this is going to happen to you. It's a huge punishment. That's the frustrating part about all of this.
Yeah. American
overall,
politics, mainly American politics, has been pushing this. We've even heard it from the administration that they are pushing this and they're going to make your life hell to make you do it. They talk about when they do the mandates, they tout, because we did the mandates, we got more people to take it. That's tyrannical. That's not how we do things. That's not how we should do things. That's not how this country does things. People being forced to do things is not how we do things. We should have honest debates. We should have honest, we should trust the science. We should be able to trust the science. The problem is we can't, because too many times these past years have we seen science fold to a political ideology. And, that's a topic for another day.
Right.
But, we
Let's
can't.
leave that up to other people. But yes.
I mean, it's sad when we see numbers of deaths, like people dying from a motorcycle accident, and they're being counted as, like, if it did. All right, they died. What did they die? Heart attack? They have COVID in their system at the time. Yes? Oh, yeah, it's COVID. Those are the kind of numbers we question. Like someone like myself, I question these numbers. Who, just because we have different case, like who's counting, how are they counting? These are the things we should have honest discussions about. But people want to hide behind it and just demand things, and it's a damn shame. It really is. Mm-hmm. But let's move on. Let's move on to football.
Next game is, I call it the field goal bowl.
Field goal. Oh, the Allen versus Allen bowl. This was this picture.
Yeah.
I heard someone say this.
They weren't allowed to.
Josh Allen saw his reflection, and he saw his dark evil side happen. Like first time Josh Allen has sacked a Josh Allen. Yes. This game was absolutely surprising. When we talk about trap games, this is a trap game. This is a team that has no business winning against another team. A team that has no business losing to another. This is a trap game. This is the Buffalo Bills coming in feeling like this is going to be easy. This is a week off. We're going to raffle stomp them. And guess what? They weren't ready. And the Jaguars came in and popped them.
Right.
That's why you don't get overconfident right here.
Yeah, I think you get to a point where to me, this questions their week of preparation, on Buffalo. Were they just coming in to the point where they didn't really prep for this, assuming that they were just going to roll over this team? Mm-hmm. I just felt like that's how it felt like to me. And you see that before, because you see coaches say, we just didn't prep enough. We didn't prep well. We didn't. I truthfully believe that's just what this is, because this was an ugly game.
Ugly.
If you didn't look at the team names, you thought it was a baseball score,
right?
Or a really good hockey game. You know what I mean? It's like it was bad.
Yeah, this is going to go one of two ways. The Bills will either recover from this, or they'll repeat it. They'll either take this loss and be like, all right, we're going to be stronger. We're not going to be unprepared again. Or they're going to repeat it.
You can't even say this is a defensive game, because Jacksonville's defense isn't great. They barely, that's their second win. So,
and honestly, the Bills played great defense. The problem is the Bills' offense couldn't do anything.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not like Buffalo doesn't have the pieces. This team is I will say, Emmanuel Sanders needs to be more involved in the game. Watching him, going from double-digit targets to single-digit targets and not getting many catches is pretty, ugh.
Right.
And it has nothing to do with us having him in our best ball league, but we need that too.
Well,
Next was the Turd Bowl. This as a Lions fan, this game made me happy because one of these 1-8 teams had to win a game. So that means if the Lions, I need them to win at least one game because we can't be the only team to go 0-18, or 0-17. So they have to win at least one game. So I need to make sure we're still that number one pick. So one of these teams had to win, and the Dolphins beat the Texans. Which honestly, I had to look down because I'm pretty sure I was like, we took the Dolphins, right? Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
because the Dolphins are the better team.
Oh yeah,
they are way better than the Texans. This game is actually closer than it should have been, in my opinion. But the Dolphins still suck.
Tyrod Taylor,
he came back from injury. I think the Texans are going to be better. I actually project them to win a game. No spoiler alert yet.
Prescott, right? Dak Prescott came back from injury, didn't do well. I think you'll see both these teams. I'm putting it right now. Houston, next game they're going to win, and Dallas is going to win the next game. So the Texas teams are going to win. They're going to get W's next game they play.
We'll see when we do our pickups. I'm calling you out.
Hopefully, hold on. Hopefully they don't play each other. Then I'm screwed.
Making projection before I look at the next week. Right. All right. Oh, they play Tampa? Oh, crap.
Hey, we saw Jaguars.
Yeah, right.
It's possible.
All right, next up we had the Raiders and the Giants. This was another one of those trap games. Like, whoa. Raiders coming off 2 red-hot games. John Gruden getting dropped. This one also, I think, had struggles that Henry Ruggs getting arrested, dropped from the team. I think that might have demoralized this team quite a bit. I mean, you can rally behind your coach resigning. More than likely, I'm sure he left a really good speech, too, about him leaving and the team being strong and sticking together. But, I mean, when you have a player, getting a fatal car accident with a DUI, arrested, dropped from the team, that's really rough. So I they could bounce back from this, I think. But it's going to go one of two ways. They're going to bounce back, or they're going to. This is the downfall of the Raiders. Mm-hmm. Which I would also like to add. Have you seen the Raiders draft class for this past year? Mm-mm. It is absolutely horrendous. Horrendous. It is
good ratings.
Huh?
Didn't they have good ratings when they got picked?
Oh, they had like the best draft. They had 2 first-round picks. Right. Guess what? Neither of them play for the team right now. Yeah, go look it up real quick if you can. Wow. There's charts of it. Like, they have the worst class. I think they had 7 picks in the first 3 rounds. Brian Edwards is like the only one still playing. Like that. Holy crap! Like terrible. As far as the Giants, though, I think we should talk about the Giants. Still injury ridden, still battling it out. This was a great game for them to win at home. And, for the Giants fan base, I think this is New York, tough town. They needed this win, and as a Lions fan, I need them to win as well because I need that first round pick, number 1 pick. I don't know who the hell we're getting because I don't pay attention that much to college and who's coming out. But a game that was too close for comfort. Chargers, Eagles. You took the Eagles on this one. I got to give Duck props on this. You took the Eagles over the Chargers. You said this was going to be your upset. Now, I'm not going to lie. I was crossing my fingers. Like, there's no freaking way. No freaking way.
Dude, it should have been. It should have been.
This was...
just kind of faltered on the end, though. I mean, this was a chance for them to win that.
Mm-hmm. This was an enjoyable game to watch. Surprisingly, I'm not a big Eagles fan, but it was overall surprising when the Chargers. This game gave me more questions about the Chargers. Like, you could beat some of these good teams, but then we all, like last week, we questioned you beat the Chiefs, but we're also really down on the Chiefs this year. So it's like, are they really a good team? Are they like what are they? And then like this game with the Eagles, I get the Eagles defense is really good, but like this team's not It's not clicking. So why are you You know, it's really weird. More questions than answers for sure. Eagles, I'm still like, they're not a playoff team. Their defense is good. You know, they had some really bad games that they beat the Lions and they came out like, yeah, look at us. Sit down. Sit down, Pablo. You're not winning anything. Next up, we talked briefly about Aaron Rodgers, the Packers and the Chiefs. I'll tell you what, if Aaron Rodgers is healthy, they win this game hands down. The Chiefs,
for sure.
The Chiefs still look like the crappy offensive Chiefs. Like, you know, Mahomes. I think I'm ready to write Mahomes off. Like, tell the Mahomies to sit down. Like, I'm not sold that I'm not going to say he's not a franchise QB because I still think he's a franchise QB, but he has some growth problems right now.
He's
got to grow up.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gotta learn to adapt his game. Right now, he's not. I feel like he's not learning. And I know there's part like play calling, coaching, that's all involved too. But like when you do like a play action pass, or you know, or the read, especially the read option, when it's like up to him to take the read and he's taking the long shot. When he has a guy that's down low, or just give the ball away. Give it to the running back. Let him get the 5 yards. Like, good QBs will sit there and nickel and dime you until they get the touchdowns. I mean, teams have the Chiefs figured out. And the Packers could have won this game with Jordan Love. And Jordan Love looked terrible. And for Aaron Rodgers' future, this was a great game for him because it was like, look, you need me. You need me.
Good for the future of the Packers, that's for sure.
No, especially seeing how he is gone. And I suspect Devontae Adams is going with him. He's taking. Listen, Aaron Rodgers is going to win this divorce. He's taking the kids with him. Devontae Adams is going. Who knows who else is going to go? I mean, on all honesty, too, I mean, like, Green Bay's not one of those destinations a lot of players are, like, dying to go to. If anything's drawing them in, it's a QB like an Aaron Rodgers. Like, I want to win.
Right. Yeah.
So losing him, I'm like, who's going to... This isn't the most... Right. This isn't the team where people are flocking to go to. Next up, though.
Yeah.
Cardinals winning 31-17 over the 49ers. George Kittle being back was great to see him back. But Cardinals just looking like the Cardinals.
And who was the starting quarterback? It wasn't Murray.
Who was it?
Or was it? It only doesn't show Murray on the list. It just shows Colt McCoy. Did Murray play the game at all? Or am I just not, yeah. I didn't watch this game, so.
You didn't watch this game because I didn't either. That's so funny.
Yeah,
I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, Kyler Murray. No, he didn't play.
Game.
That's right. No, he did not play. But I mean, this team is overall just good. This is a good team.
Colt McCoy, I really like this kid. He's from Texas. You know, played on the Browns. Played on
Colt McCoy.
He was drafted by the Browns. One of our many quarterbacks that we've drafted. But yeah, he played a solid game. You know, coming in. I don't know what happened to Murray. I don't even remember hearing anything about this.
Yeah, you got me interested because I'm looking. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I have to look it up now because I don't remember him sitting. Will try to play, but isn't looking good for a dual threat. Ankle injury. So yeah, he must have hurt his ankle last game. He sat out this game, but they still won. I mean, that just shows you the players, the people he has around.
We just talked about when you have other players around your team. You don't need to be there all the time. Kyler Murray takes that team from like an 8 to 11. Lamar Jackson takes his team that's like a 5 to an 11. But if Lamar Jackson goes down, that team's a 5.
or that.
Like, he's a great player, but if he goes down, that team is done.
Right.
They're cooked. All right, next up, this was the heartbreaker for me. You know, I love my Stafford, but this was the play that defined it right here. He's getting tackled for a potential safety. After review, it didn't look like it would have been a safety, but he throws the ball as he's going down, and he throws a pick six.
Yeah, it's
Like,
if you just heard this game on radio, you would have thought Stafford was playing for the Lions. This is how he played in this game, right? Some of the games I've seen him play for Detroit, his line wasn't doing well for him.
Mhm.
They were just busting through. The defensive line on the Titans was phenomenal.
oh, they were eating him.
Just eating him. For lunch. Oh my god! It was just
Stafford breakfast.
I love seeing defense is my thing. I played defense. I did play some football. It was, I was young when I was playing, but I dominated when I played. And I love defense. That was my favorite place to be on, probably because of weight. I'm a big dude now. I wasn't a fat dude when I was young. I was just taller and stronger than everybody when I was younger. But I love defense. And seeing this defense just completely own this game, it was absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah,
it was
huge,
it was
huge. Stafford,
that was a good game because Tennessee lost their star running back for the season. He's out, and you would think they would take, that would be devastating for that team, but it looked like that didn't mean nothing to them.
And it doesn't matter how good the Rams defense. This was not the homecoming Von Miller wanted to see on his first day on the job. Right. I mean, he didn't start. He sat on the bench and watched, but. I still think this team's great, but they got to learn from this game and adapt real quick. Quick.
I think and Tennessee can't live on the hype on this game either, because if you look at their rushing stats, they weren't even close to what Henry can do by himself. Mm-hmm. They took 3 or 4 team players.
I will say,
get half of what he does.
We need to give Ryan Tannehill more credit than we do. We don't give Ryan Tannehill enough credit. I mean, he is a starting QB in this league. I've been low on him where I said I like he's to me. I think he's a franchise QB.
I don't know.
I
agree with you on that.
I don't know. I mean, maybe he is, but that's us being really low on him.
I don't know if I was ever really low on him. This was a huge thing for him to move to this team, and I think you're really starting to see the true player he is, because he's getting these people around him that are helping him. I don't think he is the one like, if you lose him like you would for Baltimore, if they lost, my names are just blanking out of my head. If they lost their QB, they would be in, it's a bigger situation. I get, overall what I'm saying is there's a lot of surrounding supporting cast that helping him be better than he is. But you can't rely on him to do everything. For sure.
Mm-hmm.
So
we have a little.
I rambled there. I was kind of brain farting.
Welcome to my world.
Hardcore there. That was bad.
It's a little bit of breaking news. We have Odell Beckham is weighing his options. He's sleeping on a possible decision. Could come tomorrow for breaking news tomorrow.
Yeah.
Also,
good luck.
Now we're gonna see Hold
on. And then we also have the Titans. We'll talk about the Titans. They just waived Josh Reynolds. He's wide receiver. They signed him right before they signed OBJ. Young up-and-coming receiver. I was never really big on him, but I guess that is some decent news to sit there and say that they feel comfortable with who they have. He asked for his release. They released it. There's been quite a few teams. I mean, the Lions just released Darren Fells, who asked for his release. A lot of players have been emboldened as for their release as of late. Unhappy. And they've been getting it granted, which is weird.
Well, you're seeing that because of other sports. Basketball was one of the first ones that was taking on that. I want to play where I want to take. The whole. I think it all started with I'm gonna take my talents to South Beach.
I'm taking my talents to South Beach.
I think that was where you saw it all. Because you saw somebody doing that was so big in the sport.
You know what, Doug? I'm done with this podcast. I'm taking my talents to South Beach.
I know. Hey, I'll come visit. See ya. Hey, let's go on to the last game.
Hey, can
so
I
we
can I
actually
come
get
back?
done
Can
with
I
it.
come back?
Right.
Can I come back? I would like to. South Beach wasn't that good, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
Can I
you
go
were there
back to
for a little
Cleveland?
while. You got a couple wins and you came back. All right, come on. And then where are you going next?
All right,
Is
last
it
game.
LA?
This was the Chicago Bears versus the referees. The referees won 29-27. Pittsburgh beat the Bears 29-27. This is a weird game because Pittsburgh's like in the playoffs, but we both feel that Pittsburgh is not a very good team. I want to add this before we get into the rant about the refs here. Pittsburgh found their identity with Najee Harris, and they want to be a running team again, which they should have, they should have been the whole time. But I think once teams start eliminating the run game, we're going to see, can Big Ben still keep up with throwing this ball 30 times a game? Deep ball. I want deep balls too, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. No,
Hey, could we just starting to come hot?
Defense give up 21 points in the fourth quarter to Chicago, to a rookie
Think about
quarterback that's having a rough year, right?
Think about it. I mean, he's catching on, though, for the record. Justin Fields, we've been really low on him. He's starting to pick it up a bit.
You said playoffs. I don't think Pittsburgh's going to make the playoffs. They're not even going to sniff the playoffs.
They're one of those 5 teams.
I'm telling you right now. It's not happening.
Listen, as of right now,
they're not making
the number
playoff.
3 team. They're another number 2 team in the playoffs.
Okay.
They're 2 games ahead of the Browns. Might be a game and a half, but they're 2 games. I mean, there are, how many did I say? 17, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams that are 5 and X fighting for 3 spots.
That's awesome. But
that's great for football.
They're not making the playoffs. They're not. You can't. They're a one-dimensional team.
Give me 3 teams right now. We're gonna exclude the top. We're gonna exclude the Titans, Ravens, Chargers, and Bills. We're gonna say they locked their division. All right. Give me 3 of these teams: Raiders, Steelers, Patriots, Chiefs, Browns, Bengals, Broncos. Give me 3. Who's making? Who's going?
Browns.
Of
course, I'm picking the Browns. Ravens.
No, not Ravens.
I think you said Ravens. Who you said?
We're Raiders,
Browns, Chiefs,
Steelers,
Chiefs.
Patriots, Chiefs, Browns, Bengals, Broncos.
Not the Raiders. Not the Steelers. It's either going to be, for me, and this might be a shocker.
You put the Broncos in here?
It's either Bengals or Broncos. And I'm serious.
So you're going to go with the Browns, Broncos, and Bengals.
Yeah.
The 3 teams from your division. I could see this.
Yeah, 3. It's 3 potential can come from our division for sure.
There's a lot of teams with question marks. Like we were questioning the Raiders right now. If the Raiders can pick it up, we'd be down with the Raiders being in there. I think the Patriots are going to magically make their happy butt up there.
Well, I thought about them too. Yeah, I mean,
I think they're hot at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. I think the Patriots can make it. I think the Browns are gonna make it. The Chiefs, the Chiefs have a fighting chance if they can fix these woes. I mean, we gotta look at the rest of their schedule. Steelers, though, I mean, I don't.
I'm just saying, the Steelers aren't. They're winning games.
Don't forget the Colts are in this picture as well at 4 and 5.
Yeah,
the Colts are technically in this picture.
Right. So,
but on a side note, the Bears. What are the Bears? What's their playoff aspirations look like? They're 3 and 6. I'm willing to write the Bears. I'm writing the Bears off. There's no way. Not with his rookie QB. Defense is not looking as great as it once was.
What is going on with the sound? Sorry.
Oh man, look at you just auto playing everything.
It's auto playing. It's like, can we turn that crap off and never have it on again, please? Is there a turn off function? Just this little stuff just pisses me off sometimes. All right. Anyway, what are we talking about?
We were talking about the Bears. The Bears, they got screwed by the refs, but at the same time, I would say to everybody, the refs can only do so much. You lost in other plays. You lost because you gave up a touchdown somewhere. You lost because you gave up 3 points somewhere. You lost because you didn't finish a drive somewhere. You could blame the refs to a point. I'm a Lions fan. I blame the refs all the time. We have the Calvin Johnson rule for a reason. But there was other plays you could have made. You could have won this game by 40. You could have scored on every drive. You can only blame the refs so much.
Listen, the refs are there to officiate the game, not give the game away. And we've seen it many times this year already. This is not the WWE. We're not a scripted. Well, I don't think it is. Is it?
There's too many variables to make football scripted. Too many variables. Too many.
I don't know if there is.
Too many.
I don't know. All I'm saying is some of these things that are happening are a little bit fishy. And they better get it under control or they're going to see some decline.
Yeah, I don't know about that. We all love football. Listen, we love when the refs screw over a team. Like, I don't care what people say. We hate when it's our team or a team we're rooting for. But deep down, it brings us all together. And we hate it.
It ruins the game. It ruins the opportunity for me to watch a game and to see a ref screw it up by throwing a flag or doing some stupid call that should have never been called. Those should be looked over as well from a third-party company or someone else and watching these games too.
Here's the problem too. So the Cassius Marsh penalty, we also don't like. To me, he was very clearly about to throw that flag before the contact with the ref was initiated. But we do not know, like a lot of these penalties, we don't know what these players are saying to each other.
I watched the
and
play.
With where we're going, but you don't know what the words are coming out of Cassius Marsh's mouth. We don't know, and it probably was. It might not have been, but we don't know. We don't have the full story.
Did you see what he did? Did you see the movement that he made after the play? He did a karate kick up in the air. That was all it was, away from everybody else. And everybody that sacks a quarterback has their move or something that they do or say.
Oh,
and then all he did was run behind the ref, and the ref bumped through him. The ref sticked out his.
All right, listen, we are throwing the bumping and the ref away. We're throwing that away. We're throwing that away. We're throwing it away. Okay, now I'm gonna hold on. I'm jumping your side because when a defensive player or even when a receiver gets the ball, scores a touchdown, he celebrates in the end zone. Like what? We're gonna start calling that taunting now?
Evidently,
I know, people forget. People forget. What was it? 2 years ago, they stopped. They were banning touchdown celebrations.
Yeah.
And they let them have it back either this year or last year.
They're still banning it in college and high school. I watch every time the refs. There's 2 or 3 refs specifically watching the end zone because they don't want him to cheer or to get too all crazy. It's stupid. It was a horrible call. It should have never been called.
Now, here's the thing. If he gets penalized for doing that kick, I agree. It's a very bad call and it's stupid. But this goes back to our, at the very beginning of the podcast we opened up. I think refs should have a scorecard where they get evaluated based off the calls they have, and at the end of the year, and this might even be something they have because this isn't something we overly look at. They might have this.
There is something like this in place because not every. I don't know if it's within the NFL, but I don't know if it's individual.
I'm pretty sure they do, by the way.
Or if it's the team themselves on who goes to the playoffs and actually refs the playoff games. There's some kind of scoring going on with it through that. And I don't know if it's an individual basis or not. But anyway, this was a horrible call, and it should definitely be looked at. And there needs to be some harsher punishments on reffing with horrible calls like this.
Well, here's the thing too:
hold on. With the fact that we have so much instant replay and so many other people watching from New York or wherever the heck they got these TVs that they're watching this thing every time and watching every single game back to back or play, there's got to be something done with this. To let this go through like this is absolutely uncalled for, and it's happening way too often this year. It's firing me up. As you can tell.
I will say we don't know fully. We don't know. We don't pay attention to the refs that much. We don't know. They could be having these discussions already within, whoever runs the referees. We don't know. But what I will say is we have seen this year where flags have been thrown, and New York has reviewed plays quickly and relayed down to the refs saying, "Hey, that wasn't really a call." We've already seen that in games. Now, we cannot review every single play. This would kill the game. If we reviewed every hold, everything. We can't
They're
stop.
doing it already.
No, but we can't stop every play and be like, "Hey, that was a hold. That wasn't." We can't do that.
It's not every play, though. You don't have to stop.
That's what it comes down to.
No, right here, you threw a flag. That is a reviewable play. You throw a flag, it's reviewable. You don't have to stop anything.
But here's the thing: in a call,
the people in the booth are already doing this.
When it comes to a call, like for instance, Cassie's March. When it comes to a call like that, that's subjective. And unfortunately, we have
it's subjective.
Call. We agree it's a horrible call, but it's still a subjective call. They probably do, and they probably should.
Subjective or not, it doesn't matter. Subjective or not, it should have been reviewed by someone else that has a higher up. Just like everybody has a boss, everybody's got they have their own boss, and that's the people in the booth, right? They're reviewing it, and they're already doing this. They started doing it more this year. That should have been reviewed. You can't. It ruins the experience of the game and watching it, and it's really frustrating seeing these horrible calls happen and nothing being done with them.
I'll agree with you for the most part. Excuse me, but I couldn't handle that crap. I'm like no, but yeah, I think so. There's gonna be subjective calls, and we have to put up with it. Right. With that said, let's get into the Olduk power rankings. Or rephrase that. Olduk scrutinizing NFL.com's power rankings.
Yep, it's going to happen again today. So
let's hear it.
Nothing's really happening in the bottom of the barrel, except for Detroit not being.
Why do we got to mention Detroit? Why do we got to mention Detroit every time?
Houston Texans are the worst right now.
Which is mind-boggling that we got to put Detroit above them.
Yeah, right. You a team that's maybe because they had a bye week and they only had 8 games instead of 9 games for Houston. I don't know.
Favorite is TJ. Anyway. I love the quote they have by TJ Hawk. It said the season's not over. Season's not over, man.
Okay, you can win 9 in a row, and
you could. They could, but I'm a betting man, and I ain't betting. You ain't getting me to take that bet. I would be hesitant to bet that they win a game.
Well, I don't know about that. I think they're going to win one.
I would take that bet, but I would be hesitant still.
It's Detroit 31. We got Jets moving back to 30. Then we have Dolphins stayed at 29. Washington is at rank 28. Jacksonville moved up 3 spots with their second win of the year against the Buffalo in their field goal bowl.
Deservable move up right there.
Oh yeah, 3 spots up to 27. Philly stayed at 26. Your Carolina Panthers have moved back another 4 spots. Where I told you at the beginning of the year, this is where they would be, in the back of the barrel. And Sam Darnold's
when they make the playoffs,
shoulder injury for multiple weeks.
Yeah, they make the playoffs.
Does this kind of sound familiar to last year? Sam Darnold. What team did you play with last year? The Jets. Same thing. Okay. San Fran moved back 7 spots with their loss. They're on rank 24. Chicago Bears actually moved up 1, even though they lost to the Steelers. Moved up to 23. Kind of had to make room for the bottom of the barrel. Carolina Panthers and San Fran and all those other teams. New York moved up 3 spots to rank 22. They're 3-6 right now. Minnesota moved down 2 to 21. In the top 20, Falcons are in the top 20. I'm surprised. To be honest, the Falcons are up here. Cordell Patterson had a really good game. And that really helped Matt Ryan out, I think, getting this win away too, right? Seattle Seahawks are moved down 1 from 18 to 19. Indianapolis Colts moved up 2 to rank 18. They're 4-5, having a pretty decent year. We'll see how that keeps going with them. Denver Broncos. Now, I think this is because they signed Von Miller and not just because of that win.
Well, they didn't sign
Or
Von
no,
Miller. They let him go.
They let go of Von Miller. They moved up 6 spots from 23 to 17, and they won. If Von Miller was still in that team and they won, it probably would have went up 3 spots. You know what I mean? I think it was more or less, let's throw it up there because
I think this
they actually did really good.
This is a knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah.
That because they beat the Cowboys and because they're still a positive team. Like the Jags beat Buffalo, but they're not a positive team. You can't move them up too much, but the Broncos, you can make your bet and hedge that they're gonna go higher.
Cincinnati is 16. Went down.
This feels like a knee jerk, right?
This five spots, yeah, absolutely. They did get smoked. You know, the Brownies did come to South Side and they put a whooping on them. Las Vegas Raiders went down.
Another knee jerk
out of the top 10. Dropped out of the top 10.
I think this is a necessary knee jerk because of the Henry Ruggs
negative, news. Yep. So, Pittsburgh stayed pat at 14.
Oh, real quick, I want to go back to this. It was Henry Ruggs and Damon Arnett. Those were their 2 first-round picks. Neither of them play for the team right now.
That's a shame. That's hurting their team pretty bad. New Orleans Saints went down 5. They dropped out of the top 10, number 8 to 13. I think this was good. This wasn't to me a knee-jerk reaction. I don't know how well we're going to see the Saints. I mean, we talked about that. I'm questionable of their quarterback. I think that's going to be the hardest thing for them this year, with Simeon and then Winston being out. So, Kansas City Chiefs moved up 1. They're at rank 12 now.
I think I could be okay with that.
Yeah. New England Patriots moved up 4 spots from 15 to 11.
Definitely fine with this.
Yeah, I
think this is where they probably belong.
The Browns actually moved. Can we get some applause here for finally? They're moved back in the top 10. Top 10. Moved up 6 spots.
Didn't they move? What was their movement last week? That's what I want to know. Didn't they move back a lot last week?
I think.
Or was it the week before? There was like a huge knee jerk, like.
Yeah, let's see. We'll look real quick. It's okay. We can, I think there were 8. There were 16. They moved 3 spots.
So they progressively move back.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I'm not sold on like why the massive move back either. I mean, this team, there's question marks on this team for sure.
Well, I think it's one of those things where they didn't have their supposed star wide receiver, and they still did good without him, just like Von Miller. So we're gonna see, and this isn't. We're gonna see next week. We play Patriots. So we're gonna see how this team does after that, honeymoon phase, right? You're gonna see that, and so if we're gonna see how well the Cleveland Browns are gonna do next week and the Broncos, then that's really gonna tell of how their season's gonna be. Los Angeles moved back into the top 10, number 9 now after their win against the Eagles,
that feels weird going up 9 after beating the Eagles. I'm not a fan of that. I mean, I could understand that you got to move teams out,
3,
but
right,
still feels weird you moved up 3.
Yep, Buffalo went from 4 to rank 8, so they moved back.
When you lose to the Jags, this is necessary. You need to be reminded who the freak you are. Right.
Allen's 3 turnovers. That's right there. They need that should have actually. I would have moved him almost out of the top 10, to be honest with you, as well as horrible as they played.
This next one hurts me.
LA Rams moved back 1.
I don't agree with this one.
Why?
Because the next team doesn't deserve to be where they're at.
I think a flip flop on that.
I'm okay with a flip flop on that.
Okay.
Actually, no. I think the Bills are ahead of Baltimore. Baltimore, like I'm gonna say this over and over again. Lamar Jackson goes down, the team's done. I'm putting a fork in him.
Yeah, but you can't.
I'm
can't
putting a fork in
justify their rank on where if their players in or not. So that would be the same as I would have put Matthew Stafford. I would have LA. I would have knocked him off
I guess
further.
you're right.
He
You're
played
right.
like
You're right.
the Matthew Stafford of old when he was in Detroit, so it was that bad of a game. So, I mean, he's in. If for some reason Lamar got hurt and they moved him up, yeah, that would have been that.
Yeah.
That you can't do that. You keep him at stat, or you move him back even with a loss, because now the future shows that it's going to be.
I mean, but a tough win over the Vikings. You almost lose to the Lions. I'm not. No, I'm not on this team. This team should be back further.
Number 5 is Dallas Cowboys. They moved back from 2nd to 5th, 3 spots back.
Deservedly. You lose to a team like that, you deserve to go back.
Yep. Even with your star quarterback coming back, you shouldn't have lost, right? Green Bay Packers moved from 1. They were number 1 last week to 4. They moved back 3 spots. I like this move.
I don't. This is too knee-jerk for me.
I don't know if I would go 3 because of who is ahead. At least 1. They should have moved to rank 3 at least, if anything. So 2 would have been okay.
Yeah.
But yes, this is knee jerk for sure. Jordan Love looked really bad. He was not doing
really
well,
bad,
and not having Rodgers is. I think there was a lot of media. There was a lot of I mean, this team whole team right now. So
yeah, this team could have won that game.
See that.
And if this team would have won this game, it would have been like number one.
Right.
But
Tennessee Titans moved up from 9 to 3. They moved up 6 spots because they won without Derrick Henry.
Yeah, I don't know if I like this or I love this. I think I like it, but I don't know. I don't know.
I'm the same feel.
Like, I also have a feeling where I hate it because I'm like, I'm not sold on the Titans, but like we said earlier, maybe it's because I just underappreciate Ronnie Tannehill.
Yeah, I don't know.
That defense looked good. They ate Stafford
real good.
They ate Stafford alive.
Oh yeah, they made, like I keep telling you, they made him look like he was playing for Detroit again with the same team he had back then.
Well,
many games that I saw Matthew Stafford. I love him as a quarterback. He's a great quarterback. I think he is. But when you don't have that offensive line clicking, and they're getting trounced on, he is just like any other quarterback, right? That can't scramble and get out fast enough. You're done, man.
Well, from watching this game, they look like they didn't make adjustments in time. They did not make like even when you watch the game, they go in the second half, they start moving Stafford out of the pocket, and he's starting to click. He's starting to make plays, and it's like you should have been making these adjustments sooner.
Tampa Bay's moved up to rank 2. They were at 5 last week. Sure. I
mean, this team just feels good. I mean, we just feel good about the Tampa Bay. Like, they're just good. Just feel good.
And then Arizona Cardinals without Kyler Murray or Nuke Hopkins moved back up to number 1 from 3 again. Colt McCoy was able to get the win with them. So in San Fran. So that is our rankings. Do we agree with all of them? Absolutely not.
Hot trash. But we're not making our own this year, so we can't really talk much about it.
Right. We can just critique it.
Yeah, that's what we do, baby. With that said, let's get into
picks.
Yeah, we're gonna get into the picks here. What are we on, week 10 here? Absolutely.
Down 4.
I almost started giving week 11 picks.
Ooh.
That would have been bad. All right, so Duck, you are down 4. I ask you the question, good sir. Yes. Would you like to pick first or defer?
I'll pick first.
Oh.
Give it to me.
All right, we have the Miami Dolphins hosting the Baltimore Ravens.
This, right off the bat, Dolphins. I'm going with it right off the bat. This is the week that we see Ravens actually lose the game that was close. It's happening.
I gotta get a drink after this one. Hold on.
It's happening. I'm trying to. I'm 4 down, man.
You're trying to keep it 4 down.
No, I'm trying to get back into it.
I don't know if this was the play though. I feel like there was other games
100%.
you probably could have taken.
This is like
Next, you're gonna tell me taking the Jets.
No, this is like Buffalo and the Jaguars right here. Okay, this is a big reach, but I'm going for it.
This is a huge reach, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't totally disagree. Because I agree. I don't think Baltimore is this amazing team overall. Lamar Jackson's great QB. He is the team.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about it. They almost lost to Detroit. They almost lost to too many teams. And games are too close. Being in Miami as well kind of affects this. But I'm gonna go Baltimore. I'm gonna be your Huckleberry, and I'll take the bait. So first game up, we disagree on. Next up, my pick. The New York Jets are hosting the Buffalo Bills. I'm gonna go with the Bills in this one. In division game.
Yeah.
But I think the Bills bounce back and they learn to play football again. They're gonna take it serious this time.
Yeah, give me the Bills. The Bills.
The Bills? You don't want to try to catch up?
No. We don't need to try too many craziness right off the bat.
Next up, we have duck picking. The Washington football team hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll with the Tampa Bay on this one there, buddy.
The Bucks, as will I.
I mean, I'll give you one hot take on this. You're gonna see Chase Young probably get 1, maybe 2 sacks this game. That's what I'm going with on this. Yeah.
For the record, this is a very tough field to play on. This field is like trash.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's why I think he can get a couple sacks, maybe 1, at least 1.
All right. Next up is your pick, the Dallas Cowboys, coming off their hot loss.
I just picked Tampa Bay first.
Yo, dude,
get out of here. Yeah, get out of here.
Trying to hack my way through.
Get out of here.
Which is fine, because I'd much rather you pick the next game anyway. But the Dallas Cowboys are hosting the Atlanta Falcons. I am taking the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh yeah, Dallas Cowboys. Trying to find them. Yeah, Dallas Cowboys. There's no question on that one anyway.
All right. Next up, we have Duck. You're picking. Yep, you're picking. The Tennessee Titans are hosting the New Orleans Saints.
Dang.
Yeah, this is a tough one. The red hot.
Does Tennessee still have that? You know,
we're
living off that hype of that last game. Are they still gonna be in it? Are they gonna be?
They are 6 here. All right, I'm gonna influence your pick a little bit. The Tennessee Titans are like 6-0 against teams that made the playoffs last year. They are 0-2 against teams that were like last in the league.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Tennessee on this one. I think they're gonna win at home.
At home, Titans. I'm going Titans too. I just don't see a path. The Saints feel so dysfunctional. There's too many question marks on this game. I'm not ready to stick the fork in them, but I see the Titans taking this one. Next up's my pick. The Indianapolis Colts are hosting the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is a trap game, by the way. This is an in-division game.
No, this is not a trap game. They already.
But I'm still taking the Colts.
Yeah, Colts 100% on this.
I'm trying to bait you.
Jaguars aren't going to live up to that hype of that last. You're
talking about trying to catch up, and I'm trying to get you
ugly.
here.
No, there's no. If you would have picked Jaguars, then I would have caught up.
Well,
right?
Here we go. Here's my first dilemma. Thank God you got a pick here.
Okay.
Pittsburgh Steelers hosting the Detroit Lions.
Oh,
God. The red hot Pittsburgh Steelers.
Red hot. Get out of here. They're
lukewarm.
They're lukewarm right now. That's about it.
The sizzling Pittsburgh Steelers.
We're this close to just turning them off. You know, they're simmering.
Yeah.
Detroit got trounced the last game. Did they have this last week off, right?
Yeah. I have a hard time picking this one too. I think I know where I'm going, but I don't.
I'm going Detroit. They had a horrible week of their last game that they played, right? They got killed. They had a week off, a couple good weeks of training.
In Pittsburgh.
It's in Pittsburgh. I see them getting their first win in Pittsburgh. You're not that far, so it's not a big difference in travel. Pittsburgh doesn't matter where Pittsburgh's playing. Every game has been close, and they haven't been dominating their home games. So,
can I ask you this? Does this have anything to do with you being a Browns fan? Oh wait, you took the Lions, not the Steelers. I should write you down for the right team. No.
Maybe. I can't pick them, so I'm going Detroit. But I seriously think Detroit can get the win. I really do. I don't. Whether it's a close game or not, but I mean, I'm probably reaching, but I feel like they can get this win.
I want to pick Detroit myself.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I've ever picked them, they've lost. But even when I pick them, they lose. So
just pick Pittsburgh so I can get a win, and then they'll get a win. Every time you pick Detroit, they don't win. I'm telling you.
But all right, so when I start comparing these two teams, like, I don't feel Pittsburgh's that great of a team. They got TJ Watt, who I think's amazing. Detroit's not clicking really. But they have pieces. Like, they're not, I mean, they got blown out to the Eagles, but I think the Eagles are a better defense than the Steelers. This is hard. I'm gonna go with my Lions. You know what? I need to root for something this week, and I think that's where I'm going. So sorry to bust your bubble there.
Why you gotta do me like that?
I'm gonna do you real dirty in this next one though.
Thought I had it.
The New England Patriots are hosting the Cleveland Browns, and I'm taking the Patriots.
Oh, you're about to lose on that. Even with the Browns possibly not having 90%, probably not going to have it because this is how this crap works. They're not probably going to have Nick Chubb, Demetric Felton, or they're even like they're some other running back that we don't even know. They're going to be stuck with Dearness Johnson again. Well, we know what Dearness Johnson did the last time he played and started a game, right?
This is New England, by the way. This is
Completely
in New England.
Trounced them. I don't care where it is. I don't care if it was in Tampa Bay.
So I'm putting you down for the Browns.
100%.
Gotcha. All right, so there's our next game. We differ.
You can't sway my.
You can't sway my loyalty.
No.
I knew this was the one that would get you.
Come on.
All right, next up we have the Chargers hosting the Minnesota Vikings.
The Chargers and the Vikings.
So who you taking?
So far, what do we pick? Let me write this down this time so I ain't gotta be asking you midweek while we're watching it. I picked the Dolphins, Cleveland, and then you.
I took Baltimore and the Patriots.
You took Baltimore. Oh, the Patriots. Yeah, Cleveland. So it's just the 2 games so far, right?
Yep. So far, just the 2.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll have more. We're about to have another one here.
I don't know where we're gonna have another one here.
Chargers and
Vikings.
The Vikings. Chargers. I'm going Chargers.
Yeah, I'm going Chargers too. There's.
It's just.
This Minnesota team, they know how to lose. That's for sure.
Well, ever since Cousins has been there, it's been up and down. They've been a subpar team. So
next up, we have the Arizona Cardinals hosting the Carolina Panthers. I'm taking the Cardinals.
That's
not much explanation for me.
No question.
My boy Sammy D is not playing, so I have to take the Cards.
Let's say Panthers, Tampa Bay was feeling a little bit spicy, and it felt like I'm going to let them borrow Tom Brady for the game. And he played on the Panthers. I still wouldn't take that team. It's not happening. They're garbage this year.
All right,
it's not happening.
Ducks up next. You have the Denver Broncos, red hot, hosting the Philadelphia Eagles. Red hot as well.
Yeah, that was the 2 great games this last week. I'm going to go Denver Broncos again. I think they're still going to live on that hype of how well they played. Philadelphia had that loss was a hurtful loss for them. They shouldn't have lost that game, but definitely Broncos on this one.
I'm questionable on this one. I think the Eagles defense is really good. I'm not sold on the Broncos, and I need to pump my brakes on the Broncos beating good teams. What makes me want to, every time I say it's in Mile High and I take the Broncos because the other team can't handle it, the other team wins. So I'm taking the Eagles.
Whoa.
A little bit
There's
of
another loss for you. Okay.
A little bit of a shocker. So there you go. There you have it.
Oh no, hold on.
Treating you good, taking you out to dinners.
Yep. You about to at the end of all this season. So I'm about to come back and whoop you. All right. Well, we're going to be down 1 after this week. So what?
Said
you
that
trying to
every
give
week.
more? You trying to give me more here? Hey, that's weeks prior. Don't worry about that. We're talking about right now.
Next up, we have the Green Bay Packers hosting the Seattle Seahawks. I'm taking Green Bay. I have slowly become a Packers fan, though.
Oh yeah, 100% after this last.
I'm
week.
an A-Rod fan.
I hope A-Rod plays. A-Rod plays.
I think he's gonna play, and I think he's gonna have something personal.
They're still gonna win even without him. So yeah, Green Bay.
I think he's coming out. He's gonna have something personal.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Ducks pick the Las Vegas Raiders hosting the Chiefs. I already know where I'm going, and I'm gonna write it down.
This is a tough game. I mean, they both haven't played well this season. The Raiders have a lot of baggage, right? A lot of stuff going on. I'm going Kansas City.
All right, this is another one we're going to differ on because I am taking the Las Vegas Raiders. It's an in-division game. I believe that the Raiders are going to continue the trend of taking apart the Chiefs. The Raiders have a lot of diversity going on right now. I think that last loss was because of that. So this is a real test me game. If this game is even close, I'll be happy with the Raiders. But the Raiders, in my opinion, should win this game. The Chiefs are fumbling to get their wins right now. And I'm going to go with the Raiders. So we're going to differ on another game here.
We're going to be even after this week. That's awesome. All right. Next up.
Next up.
Lead is the question.
Well, we have the 49ers hosting the Rams. I'm taking the Rams. So if you would like to take the 49ers, by me. But I will say this is an in-division game, and you know how I feel. I say it probably 30 times, at least 10 times an episode.
Man, this is
Monday night Rams versus 49ers
because it is a Monday night game, right?
And a division game.
Hype game. Is Garoppolo still QB? I don't know. I'm going LA. I think Stafford's going to come back and play a big game on this one.
All right, so there's our picks. 4 teams on a bye: the Texans, Bears, the Bengals, and the Giants, all on bye weeks. All needing bye weeks, that's for sure. The Bears need to lick their wounds after the refs kind of screwed them there. But we differ in 4 games this week.
Yes, sir.
I took Baltimore over the Dolphins. You took the Dolphins. You took
reach, but we're gonna try.
Yeah, you took the reach on taking Cleveland over the Patriots.
What? Reach? There's no reach at all.
I took the Eagles over the Broncos. And you took the Chiefs over the Raiders.
Yes.
So those are our 4 games we differ in. We'll see where we end up at the end of this week. How close we get. Does Duck tie it up? Do I go up by 8?
You blow me out. One of the two.
Yeah, do I go up by 8? Or do we just, one of us, I get one more win, or Duck
2-2.
closes it by 1? Who knows?
Tie it up. Who knows, right?
But with that said, I want to thank everybody for coming out for the podcast today. I want to thank my amazing co-host, Olduk here.
Thank you for all you do, man. Putting it together and hosting it. And
I wish we could
all
do
the background work. You know, it's been awesome.
Yeah. I mean, we've had to sacrifice some other things to get this one in a better shape, but really do appreciate it. You know, much more things coming for the podcast. No matter how you enjoy our podcast, whether it be on Twitch or it be on YouTube, we really do appreciate that. This video will come out in 1 part this week, not 2, because it was way more difficult to just splice that video together, and I'm like, I ain't doing it. I need to get this episode out today. I got that one out on Thursday, and I was not happy. Believe me. So this video, I'm going to be uploading it right when I push this end stream button, and I'm going to get it out in the morning. So however you enjoy watching our podcast, we do appreciate it. And if you're here live, seriously, thank you. We appreciate that as well. Yes. And until next time, let's go Pats. We will see you guys next Tuesday for another DukNilla NFL cast.